Hello, Accounting 203 students. This is Professor Hassey. It's our week number 1 weekend update video. Today's date is Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, and I want to welcome you as you finish up your first week of study, online study. Make sure, if you have not done so, you make sure you include your bio this week. It's due on Sunday. That is for a grade, so make sure if you have not submitted your student bio to the Blackboard discussion forum, please do so. And this week, or this video today, we'll go over a couple of basic definition problems that are included in Chapter 1 to get us prepared for a little bit more elaborate study beginning in week 2. Remember, we'll have our first assignment posted this Monday, not until Monday, June 12th, which is this coming week, where you have your first assignment due on June 18th. So I will post that on Monday. It's very similar to the problems and to the work we're talking about this first week and today in our course. Remember, today's date is June 10th. Excuse me. Had a little bit. We've had some power problems in Claremont the last 24 hours, and I just had another power surge or spike, and my computer went off for a moment and was freaking me out here. But now everything's back on the beam, so I think we're okay. But we've had some power issues. By the way, I'm speaking from Claremont, California, from my home, which is only about 5 minutes from the Laverne campus. If anyone cares. But again, we're having a little bit of power problems in Claremont this weekend, so there was a little spike. But again, as just to go back to our Blackboard, we have, again, our first assignment will be posted on Monday, June 12th, and it's due on Sunday, June 18th. Also, this next week, we will be having our professor video, and I've now posted the schedule that you can sign up for this coming week. You can sign up on these dates: June 12th, June 13th, and June 15th, Thursday. Pick a day and a time that fits your schedule, and create a form in this form to say, Mr. Hassey, I would like to meet with you on June 12th at 6 o'clock, so I can write your name into the schedule so nobody else will pick that time. But if you can, please pick a date and time that fits your schedule, and you click on this link, and we'll have a brief discussion, you and I, just to get more acquainted and answer any questions you might have as we begin our course. Again, if any of these times on Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday do not fit your schedule, just let me know, and perhaps maybe next weekend we can get together. But we need to do this week. This is part of your grade, part of your class participation grade. So make sure you sign up for a meeting with your professor. Thank you. So now let's take a look at our problems that are going to highlight our first week of the definition of accounting. Page 34 of your textbook. And this is problem 1-2A. And it's talking about assets, liabilities, and equity for a variety of different companies. And remember, the accounting equation always has to be in balance. Assets have to equal liabilities and equity. If there's anything you need to learn about tonight's class, so after class tonight, you're going to go, whew, so glad that's over. And your husband or your partner or your kids are going to come up to you and say, hey, how was class? All you have to do is say, assets equals liabilities plus equity. And they'll go, wow, you're cool. You know what's going on. And you'll say to yourself, but you won't admit it to them, I have no clue what's going on. That's just what Professor Hassey said. But that's okay. You're on your way to learn it. Well, here's a problem in chapter 1 that kind of shows you that. All right. Notice on, they give you companies, company A, B, C, D, and E. and they have certain blanks here, and you have to fill in the blanks, okay? Now, for example, on December 31, all right, they have in Company A, notice assets, liabilities, and Company A has $58,000 in assets, but we don't know what the liabilities are. But during the year, we also know that these things happened on equity. Money coming in, $6,000, $8,500 coming in for a profit, net income, and $3,500 coming out. All right. Well, if you do that arithmetic, that's $14,500, $18,000. All right. Well, if I know that, excuse me, is that right? 18,000? Yeah, 18,000. All right. Well, I know that if my assets are 55,000, my liabilities are $24,500 in this year, that means my equity has got to be $30,500 for this to balance. In other words, assets plus minus equals liabilities plus equity. If I know my assets and I know my liabilities, the difference between the two must be $30,500. So I'm starting out this year with $30,500. I'm bringing in 6,000. That's 36,500. I'm bringing in 8,500, and I'm taking out 3,500. You do the arithmetic, you'll get $41,500. That's my equity or owner's position at the end of 2019. If that's $41,500, my liabilities have to be the difference between $58,000 and $41,500. So the answer is $16,500. What we're doing here is we're practicing the definition of determining assets, liabilities, and equity. It kind of gives you a feel of that. I want you to try to do that right here. See if you can do this one. Company B has $34,000 in 2018 of assets, $21,500 of liabilities. What must be their equity position here? 30 assets must equal liabilities plus equity. So 34,000 has to equal 21,500 plus, well, it's the difference between 21,500 and 34. $12,500. So we're starting out $12,500 here in 2019. What must be our net income be for the year? Well, let me show you. Let me bring that up. This is from the solution file that I've posted in Blackboard that you can check out. But notice for company B, I have 12,005 equity at the end of 2018. Then in 2019, they tell me that I'm starting out the year with 12,500. I have owner investment coming in. I have withdrawals going out. That means our equity has got to be $13,500. In order for that all to work, income's got to be $1,600. Owner's equity is investment plus income plus withdrawals minus. We're backing into these numbers. I want you to practice this a little bit this week, just to get a feel for how assets, to practice determining assets, liabilities, and equities and how they balance and what makes up that. As I showed you in the whiteboard, owner's investment or equity is a combination of four things: investment, owner withdrawal, and revenue and expense. Well, the difference between revenue and expense has got to be either net income or net loss. That's what makes up the equity section of the balance sheet. Now, this makes a little bit more sense if you read the chapter, all right? So make sure you read the chapter, or if you don't have the textbook, just follow the PowerPoints. and that will help you understand that. I also want you to take a look at this problem here. A company has these following accounts at the end of December 2019. Cash, receivables, supplies, blah, blah, blah. These all are the accounts of all a bunch of accounting transactions during the course of the year. This problem wants you to put this into an income statement format. What would the income statement for this company look at? Now remember, the definition of the income statement is revenue and expenses. That's the income statement. Cash is an asset, that's balance sheet. Receivable is an asset, balance sheet. Supplies is an asset, balance sheet. Equipment, asset, balance sheet. Payable, liabilities, balance sheet. Capital, balance sheet. Withdrawals, balance sheet. Revenue, expense. The income statement for this company is a statement of revenues and expenses. That's it. You're telling the readers of this statement what were their profits for this year. Remember the PowerPoint slide we had a few minutes ago. Accounting is the recording of the transaction and then showing the results of those transactions into a financial statement. They give you the accounting here, and we're asked to put this into a financial statement, and that just revolves around those accounts. So here's what that financial statement looks like for this company. Aubrey, do you see this on? Again, these review problems you do not have to do. They're just review. I do not collect them. They're not part of your grade. They just help you prepare for the assignments and the examinations that we'll do in this class. So if you go to Blackboard to week number 1, you'll see a couple of file folders. First of all, the review problems. There's a PowerPoint of the chapter. There's the review problem solutions of problems 2 through 7, which we began to talk about just a few minutes ago. And what you want to do is you want to try to do those problems on your own, and then you can open up the solution file and see how you did. Or you can just look at the solution file and kind of see how that resembles the problems and make sure it's like a study guide to review the material. So here are those review solutions. Let me go over them. So example, the first problem we did was problem 2 in chapter 1, where we looked over the basic equations of accounting equation, assets equals liabilities and equity. And we kind of filled in the blanks so we understand the relationship between assets, liability, and equity, and what defines equity. Owner investment in net income, or hopefully net income, and withdrawals of the owner. And then we get into question number 3, which is a great example of the income statement. Remember, we talked about that, where you're given a list of accounts and their balances of that company. Some, excuse me, were balance sheet accounts and some were income statement accounts. And then the income statement looks like this. This is a formal statement that you take those account balances that have to do with revenue and expenses, and you tell the public for the year ended December 31st, in this case, 2019, this company made $15,000. Then in the next problem, question 4, we look at another type of financial statement, which is the owner's statement of owner's equity. Notice the statement of owner's equity is what makes up the owner's equity at the end of December 2019. It began the year with $16,000. They made an additional investment. There's the net income from the income statement. They took out $13,000. There's the capital balance at $19,000. That's the statement of owner's equity. These are the formal statements that you show the public about how your company is doing. The next question looks at the balance sheet of the same company, taking those other accounts that they gave us: cash, receivables, supplies, equipment, accounts payable, which is short-term debt. And there's the capital balance from the statement of owner's equity. And notice, Assets, $30,000. Liabilities plus equity, $30,000. So those are the four problems, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are very important because it just gives you the fundamentals of the financial statements and the accounting equation. Please concentrate on those in your review this weekend, and that'll help you get ready for the additional entries and transactions we'll do beginning in week 2. We'll have some questions on your assignment this week in regards to these 3 financial statements: income statement, owner's equity, and balance sheet. Question 6 of the review problems is about statement of cash flows, and you do not have to be concerned about that in this early part of the class. And then question 7 highlights the accounting equation, kind of like what we did in our lecture video on Monday. We go through a series of transactions, excuse me, a series of transactions, and we list them and how they fit into assets, liabilities, and equity, and we all balance as the month transpires. So this is like a lead in to chapter 2, where we'll actually be doing these transactions, and they're called journal entries. But again, gives us a perspective to study in regards to the accounting equation and the accounts that make up those specific sections: assets, liabilities, and equity. So a great review. Concentrate on understanding the financial statements and concentrating on understanding the accounting equation. Get those fundamentals in this first week. You'll be in great shape for week number 2. So again, in review, you go to week number 1 of Blackboard. You take a look at those review problems at the end of chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 specifically. You can take a look at 6 and 7 if you like. That reviews in financial statements and the accounting equation. There are the solutions. That would be a good review for your assignment coming up next week. Here's a whiteboard that explains the accounting equation. And then the videos of our lecture video on Monday and other information here about the course outline and the PowerPoint of the course. So again, nice subject of reviewing this weekend, getting preparation for next week. 2 things going on next week. I will post an assignment on Monday of some problems you will do for a grade to review chapter 1. And then I will also have, if you go to the student discussion forum, you have to select a time and date either on Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday to see me for 10 or 15 minutes to just review the course individually with me, get to know each other, and answer any questions or concerns you might have about our course. So 2 big things to do next week: assignment number 1 and meet with me. All right. I think that gets us off to a great start in this class. Again, if you have any specific questions during the weekend, you can send me an email. You could post right here to the questions and comments section of Blackboard, and I'll be answering them over the weekend. And look for my lecture video Monday morning or by the noon hour, which will introduce assignment 1 and talk about our chapters 2, 3, and 4 heading into the second week of our course. So have a great weekend, everybody. Have any questions, please let me know. And I'll look forward to seeing you all on the online again on Monday. Until then, adios.